Yo, I am hyphen X man. Welcome to the SideBar Conversation. Today we talking about ye jealous of the Jews. I was hoping some people will come on. I know this is out of nowhere, out of left field, but I want to know what people's entire problem was with Kanye West's Drink Champs interview. I'm just tagging some people here. This news seems to be all over the internet right now. Once you guys hop on, man, what are your thoughts about the Kanye West interview? I'll be right back, y'all. I know a lot of people are saying I was just talking. I know a lot of people are talking about like how he what he was saying about George Floyd and how he died and whatnot. I'm sorry, how he was murdered. I'm sorry. But hey, guess what? That trial is over. We won that trial, did we not? Is not the man who was found guilty in jail? Okay, he has an opinion about a case that's closed. What else about the interview? So that discredits everything else he said, huh? It was a 3 hours. And I hope the people that come on there are never just judged by a soundbite or anything. Uh, I probably chose the wrong time to go live right now. I see Jersey going on. Jersey just went live on the book. He talking about Yay T. Like I said, man, everybody talking about this. Everybody talking about it. You know what, man? I think we're gonna based off the importance of this. I believe that we're going to go over. Hold on. I think I'm gonna read some of these. I've seen enough to know that you know what? Maybe this is gonna turn into a rant. because maybe I'll say this. Maybe I'll say this. A lot of you so-called liberals, you're becoming the new conservatives. Anything that is outside of your realm of understanding, you deem it as anti, or it's you're calling them bastards, and like you're talking down on people. You know what I'm saying? What else did Kanye? You're starting to go with what's popular. Liberals are starting to become becoming mainstream. There we go, becoming mainstream, and people are starting to follow it like it's a trend. What else did Kanye say that you may not agree with? What else? I will reiterate what he said about George Floyd, how he was murdered. I did not agree with. But guess what? Case already closed. That is done. That was his opinion on a case that's already closed. Now that that's over with, because I think that was maybe like the first, that had to be within the first hour. What else did Kanye say that you do not agree with? Why did they remove it? He was talking about the Jews. Every time someone talks about the Jews, something happens, right? Nick Cannon talked about the Jews. He lost his job over that. They took Wildin' Out from him for a little bit. I think if I'm not mistaken, but I do know that what is it? America's Got Talent or whatever he was doing. Like I know he lost that job because Terry Crews is on there now because he said something about the Jews, about blacks being the Jews. Kanye said that he's going to continue to push the envelope. The Jews are gonna have to kill him. This is what he was saying. This is what Ye was saying. What else about it? And just because Kanye West wore a white, and then let's talk about the White Lives Matter shirt. Y'all remember when all the George Floyd thing happened, and everyone was wearing Black Lives Matter shirts, and then white people came out and they started saying, white lives matter too. That's what y'all sound like. Y'all sound just like them. He wore a White Lives Matter shirt. Did he say Black lives didn't matter? No, he did not. Now, they said that the Black Lives Matter organization was a fraud. That's what they said. They didn't say Black lives don't matter. So I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear that rhetoric. I do not want to hear that narrative because that's not what's being said. He's coming after, they were talking about the Black Lives Matter organization. And I'm interested in seeing the documentary because I saw a little plugger for it. And when they said that the Black Lives Matter movement collected $80 million, where'd the money go? Let's follow the trail. I'm interested. I want to see. Because Black Lives Matter before there was a 501c. Black Lives Matter before there was T-shirts and memorabilia. Black Lives Matter before George Floyd was killed. So this is not that's not what Ye was saying. Y'all are starting to take the liberal approach to everything to the point that it's so mainstream that you feel the peer pressure to have to go ahead and go along with it. Where are the free thinkers? And I know that people's brain capacity is not so small that you can let a few words stop you from hearing the rest. I was just talking to my homeboy about this. My dad told me something one time when I was younger, and I never understood it till I got older. He said, because I used to turn my nose up to homeless people. Let's talk about it. As a child, I used to turn my nose up to homeless people because they was homeless and dirty. You know what I'm saying? As I perceived as a child. My father said, you know what? I said, man, they dirty, ain't got no money. This is that. My dad said, boy, you a homeless man can give you the best money advice. The best money advice. Never understood that till I got older. You can learn a lot from people if you just listen for a moment. Just keep listening. You'll learn a lot about a person. Just keep listening. Even when Kanye said what he said about Brother Floyd, even when he said what he said, you saw he kind of like, I shouldn't have said that. But then he continued to go on and he talked about other things. And he talked about a bunch of things about how the Jews have the information and entertainment sector on lock, technology sector on lock. And he was saying how he was jealous of how they work together and how they come to each other's aid and this, that, and other. He was talking about these things, but nobody else is talking about that because you guys are hung up on something he said about a victory that we already have. We won that victory. And y'all, his opinion didn't matter on that. He shared it. He's on an entertainment podcast. He talked about it. He said what he had to say and he kept it pushing. But y'all don't want to hear the rest of the things he has to say because of that one statement. How feeble is thy mind? Got a viewer on here, man. Go ahead. What you want to say something? You can definitely say something, or you can comment about what you feel about the whole Kanye situation. I would love to I would love to hear your voice or your point of view. If you guys want to come on live, let me go ahead and copy this. You can click on this. Click on the link that's in the network. Just put it up there. Boom. You can click on that link right there. You guys come on live. You can say your piece on what your thoughts are about the whole Kanye situation. Or you can just simply drop it in the comments. I know this is last minute. Wasn't expecting a lot of people, but I was expecting a little bit of a conversation. All right, my man said he'd be on here in 5. I want to hear what he has to say. Stephen Marshall. I do. I'm really interested in hearing what people have to say about this. Why is it that we're so easy to weigh in on what how you feel negatively about a person than it is to weigh in on anything positive they may say? Who's this? Jermaine Holmes. What's up? Who's this? Jermaine Holmes. Jermaine Holmes says, "Yeah, I hate that people are so close-minded because they miss a bunch of stuff." Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comment. Yeah, most definitely, because they miss out on a lot of things. I pride myself on being able to sit down and at least hearing a person out, hearing all sides of a topic. You know what I'm saying? And then I can have my own opinion, but my opinion, I can't believe like my homie, My homie told my homie pretty much told Kanye to shut up and dribble. So he should be on there only talking about music and beats. Like his opinion doesn't matter. But then when that was said to LeBron, that was racist. You know what I'm saying? She was out of line. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay for us to say that to him about his opinion and what he think. No, you should just shut up and dribble. You should just shut up and make a beat. That's bogus. You can't be like that. You can't be like that because now you are becoming the very thing that you fought against. You are becoming now the very thing that you fought against because you have taken on that mindset, but for your own. Oh, guess what I just read? Hey. Okay. She said so she hasn't watched it yet, so she can't wait to watch it so she can actually speak on it. Now, based off of let me ask you this. Based off of what you've been hearing, what because I heard about the interview, but I didn't want to watch the interview until I heard it got taken down. And I was like, oh, what Kanye was saying. I'm like, I know they ain't take him down for no George Floyd stuff because America don't care about us like that. The FCC they let us watch this man die for 9 minutes on live TV and on the internet. They don't care about black people like that. What did he say that they had to take it down? And then I watched it and I listened and I got past the George Floyd and I was just like, wow, that's what he said. He was talking about the Jews. Who are the Jews and why are you not allowed to say anything about them? Shouldn't that be the real question? Shouldn't that be the real question? Who are the Jews and why can't you say nothing about them? You can talk bad about anybody, any sector, anybody else, but you say something about the Jews, all of a sudden, like, you got to get your money out you got to take your money out the bank. They don't want your money in their bank, so they took it out. That's a powerful move, right? Oh, they don't want this interview out, so they took it down. Damn, ain't this what he was just saying? So y'all just prove did y'all just prove Kanye point? Man, my God, man, oh man, that's crazy to me. Kanye to the, but when Kanye still bold and nervously at the same time on live television and said that George Bush doesn't like black people, was he crazy then? Or is he only crazy now because he's going against what the status quo? Or now he's talking about things that he knows about because he's in those tax brackets and them circles. This is very similar to how people was looking at Cat Williams when Cat Williams was talking crazy, so to speak, about all the what was going on in those rooms and those matching parties and things of that nature. It's the same mentality. What you got right here? He know what he doing, and I can't wait until we get the bigger picture because he's definitely up to something. Yeah, I mean he's trying to run for president. He said he want to run for president in 2024. That's what he said. And okay, so here's one of the things that I don't really watch the Drink Champs like that. I'm being very honest with y'all, but I did check out this motherfucking episode though. I did check this one out, and Ye was on there, and he was like, I don't know who the other. I know Noriega, but the other guy, I don't know his name. I wish I knew his name. He wasn't letting Kanye get away with just like the Kanye answer, and then he keep going. Yeah, tell your little brother come on here, man. So he can definitely watch it. He can definitely. Cause and you know, I had a lot of people, man. A lot of people was talking that. My man said he'd be here in 5 minutes. I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that because I want to hear because Kanye said more that I agree with than what I disagree with. The May 30th Alliance says more things that I agree with than I disagree with. And I speak on the things that I agree with. But sometimes I talk about things that I disagree with. Who disagrees with me? Yay for president. Why not? We got a motherfucker in the White House right now that just told us that you wasn't black if you didn't vote for him. We got people in the White House right now that co-signed the bill to lock up all these black folks. Man, this is SideBar Conversation, man. This is a SideBar Conversation, a special. Kanye is jealous of the Jews. That's what I got from the listening to it, and it's almost entirety. I missed like 20 minutes of it. I didn't listen to the last 20, but I listened to the majority of what I listened to. That's what I got from it. My man's is jealous of the Jews. He wants to build a bigger empire. They're keeping him out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay. See, somebody came in, somebody came out. That's all right. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna talk for another 20 minutes. Look. Everybody on here. Hey, shout out to the Art of Clout. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go on the Art of Clout and watch it. That's the link that I had. We talking about Kanye. You agree or disagree with what Brother Kanye was saying? Do you agree or disagree with what Brother Kanye was saying? And if you disagree or you agree, tell me what it is that you agree or disagree about. I could have said that so much simpler. I said a lot of words for nothing. If you agree or disagree, and why? Wordsmiths tend to do that, man. We tend to do that, man. My bad. I'm like, dang, why I say all them words? Like, why I say all them words, man? Do you agree or do you disagree, and why with it? What Kanye said? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can. Hold on. Yep. Just click that link right there, bro, and I'll bring you in. Okay. I got Steven getting ready to come on. He's an educated brother. Now he'll correct me if I'm wrong once he gets on. I don't think he got past the George Floyd statement. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of all we kind of been discussing. So I will find out if that's true or not once he clicks on and come on live here. Share this live, man. Share this live on all your social media platforms. We live here on the LFP network, Looking For His Production Network. I am the I am -X. This is a SideBar Conversation. Exclusive right now. We are talking about Kanye West. Yay, yee. He's jealous of the Jews. We're having a healthy discussion about what he had going on the Drink Champs podcast. All right, I got Steven here. I'm gonna go ahead and let him on the stream.
Yo.
Oh, what's up, Peace God? How you feeling?
What's the word, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I kind of been talking for like the last 15, 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you the floor and you can let us know your stance on the whole Kanye West thing, and then I'll come back and retort.
Right. So um I just feel like it's damaging in a sense to speak. I mean, this my thing is like if you say a whole bunch of truths, but then you kind of contort those truths by saying the damaging things he said about George Floyd. Like you asked me earlier, does it erase it? It's like that's it becomes complex. Like it doesn't erase it, but at the same time, it's like you got a responsibility. So for him to align himself in a sense, it is bigger than just the George Floyd thing. Because I think at this point, like Ye, one of the people at the end of the day, he really not gonna get canceled. He got like 950 lives, whatever, as far as it goes to that. So he's not gonna get canceled. But it's like at this point, like it was the slavery thing, it was the white lives matter, it's the people that you aligning yourself with that are detrimental to black people and black culture, and you aligning yourself with these people, and you doing so without really checking these people, or at least not checking them publicly, so we can see what side of the fence you on. Because if we see you with Trump, it's like, all right, cool, people give you the benefit of the doubt, but then it's like it ain't really, you're not really doing what you should be doing with him. All right, so then you align yourself with Candace Owens, and it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, this is a person who said, what I'm saying, white privilege doesn't exist, all these type of other things. So with the Drink Champs thing, it's like, did he say real things? Of course he said real things. We'd be remiss to not admit that. But like, it's like you can't say real things and then, like I said, on the opposite side, you say something just so, number one, it's not an opinion, so false, so untrue, and then you just keep going. And it's like, I think we as black people, we have a right, like we can't, or we have a duty. We can't just be like, I think that's the point that's kind of bothering me, because a lot of people just like, yeah, but what he said, don't just focus on the 30-second clip, but we like, he getting away with too many like hurtful 30-second clips, and then he's saying these other stuff. But it's like, you can't say those type of things, because this is the same thing that all these white people are saying to try to refute that the cop didn't kill him, or and to say that it's just damaging to me. So it's like bro, I'll use a lot of analogies. So if I come to your crib and me and you kicking it, and we breaking bread, and I'm saying a lot of real things, as you would say, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking real. And I see your wife come down the stairs, and I'm like, damn, bro, your wife ugly as hell. And then I see your kids come down. I'm like, damn, your kids ugly. It's gonna be like, all right, did I say some real things prior to saying that? I did. But at some point, you're gonna be like, but damn, bro, why you know what I'm saying? Why you disrespect my family like that? You disrespect my household? So it's like, I just feel like I just feel like it's too much for him, man. And I don't really know Ye's angle when he say stuff like that, because again, he brought it back to Virgil, which a lot of the stuff I feel like a lot of time he talking in circles. Now when he talking about the music business and the Jews and stuff like that, I'm with it. Like I agree with it. But at the same time, bro, it's like you could say that without disrespecting, what I'm saying, George Floyd. As people, like as black people, man, we watched that brother have a knee on his neck for 9 minutes. So for you to get and say his knee wasn't on his neck really, or for real, however he phrased it, and then try to say it was fentanyl. And I think now I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that he was saying it was fentanyl from the standpoint of it was fentanyl from George Floyd taking. Okay, go get tissue. From George Floyd taking drugs and overdosing on fentanyl. He said they hit him with the fentanyl. So I think he was trying to say the cop did it. But it's like, bro, we watched what happened. You know what I'm saying? We watched it live. So it's like, at some point, like, I don't want people to. I think I'm just getting tired of the people like, okay, he said that, he shouldn't have said that, but let's talk about this. Like, no, let's stop and talk about that, and let's talk about why he said that and how irresponsible it is to speak like that when you have such a platform. And I think, again, that's my issue. And for him, it's becoming, nobody's perfect, and people, misspeak, and it happens. You know what I mean? We see celebrities do it all the time, and some really don't get canceled, but people have outrage. But for him, to me, it's becoming too much. It's too much. And now, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I was the huge Jay fan. I know, like Nick, your little cousin, like that was my best friend in high school. So Nick, no, you can
Okay.
ask Nick. Like I was Ye from, like, I know about Ye mixtapes that people don't even know about. Freshman Adjustments, Get Well Soon. Like, people don't know about. So I was like the biggest Ye fan ever. You know what I mean? And so now, so it ain't about me not liking Ye. It's just about, I pride myself on being there. I think we all have biases, but at the same time, I pride myself on being able to be objective. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna listen to what you have to say, and I'm gonna judge it based off what you're saying. So I think too many people are yeah, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. I think too many people are like, if they Ye fans, they just aligning themselves with Ye, and everything he say is just everything he say, they saying is true, and then they like, oh, the Joy, he didn't have to say that, but everything he else said is true. Or like, You know what I'm saying? Everything he drops music wise, they listen to. You know, I heard a quote. I heard it just today actually, and they said, you know, if you agree with everything a person says, then there's no need for two people to, you know, there's no need for both of you. In a sense, that was the gist of the quote. And it's like, you know, I just want people to be able to stand up and fact check that man and be like, nah, that wasn't right, bro. And yeah, you said some truths, but you shouldn't speak. You shouldn't have spoke on that man's death like that. And it's damaging. It's super damaging because you gotta think like at the end of the day, like Ye is a black man that's on a super high pedestal. So in a sense, it shouldn't be that way. But of course, people are gonna look at it like he's speaking for us, and a lot of us rhyme for him. So you know what I'm saying? If you rhyme for him, or if people looking at that, you rhyme for him, he's saying shit like that give those people the ammo to say that type of stuff. You know what I mean? To us, like what Kanye said, and then you aligning yourself with Kanye. So in a sense, it's like if you aligning yourself with him, then you're not checking him, or at least making it known that he shouldn't have said this, but you aligning yourself with this person, then people gonna look at you like, so where you stand when he says so and so, you know what I'm saying? And people should know, like I said, he aligned himself with a person like Cannon Owens, like, but he not distancing himself from all the hurtful and shameful things she has said about black people. So I'm looking at you like, okay, so where do you stand? You know what I'm saying? Because like you say this in an interview, but then you aligning yourself with Candace Owens. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, where we at with things. And I think it's important to like, you know what I'm saying, make it known where you. I know you, like you've been affiliated with a lot of things that's going on in the city. So I think if you was to meet with, I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't know, like you was to meet with the mayor or whoever, I think you would let it be known about your allegiance, or if you have a issue with this person or police department, like I'm meeting with them, but I'm meeting with them to talk about X, Y, and Z. I'm meeting with them, but I don't agree with the X, Y, and Z that y'all did. But with him, like when you pop up with Candace Owens with a White Lives Matter shirt on, it's like for me, it gets to the point that like I think it does get to a point that start to take away, even if you are speaking some reals, because it's like you can't speak real then contradict, then speak real and contradict, or speak real and say something crazy. Like like I said, me and you having an issue of a conversation about racism, and I'm making some points, but then I say, yeah, but you know, just something crazy off the wall, like Rodney King deserved to die though. You know what I'm saying? George Floyd deserved to die. Trayvon Martin deserved to die. You can be like, damn, bro, like what you saying before was real, but like this, you know what I'm saying? And I just think people got to check him, man, because I just don't think it's enough of that. And I think it's people too much. It's like, yeah, he said that, but it don't matter. Like let's keep going. Let's keep going. That's my biggest issue with it. At the end of the day, my biggest issue with it is like, you know, far too often I think too in this society, like people, you align yourself with somebody and you're not able to check that person. So like I'm a LeBron fan, but I can still show love to Kobe. I don't have to hate Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Jay-Z fan. I don't have to, like, well, I was a shorty back then, but you don't have to dislike Miles because you a Jay fan. I know they ain't beefing no more. But to the shorties, I'll say it to the shorties. Like,
Right. Uh, I don't know what happened.
yeah, my bad. I got a phone
All
call.
right.
I got a phone
All right.
call.
Bet. Yeah. Be back.
Hold on. Let me. But yeah, that's kind of just a how I feel about it. I just feel like that's just it's not right, man. You can't say stuff like that.
All right. So first of all, thank you for your comment, and thank you for
Yeah,
speaking so elegantly and fluently, so that we can understand where you're coming from. Now, I will say this because I said this earlier. I said that I think I would feel a little bit more outraged if he would have said that while the trial was going on, right?
right,
Because it's already in the books.
right,
It's already in the books. Justice has been served. You know what
right.
I'm saying? In a sense, justice has been served. He said what he had to say about a documentary that he saw. So that's and then by the documentary he wore that shirt with Candace Owens to what? For a publicity stunt. But black people and liberals started to sound like the white conservatives when they saw the White Lives Matter shirt. We started screaming, "Black Lives Matter." He's not saying that Black lives don't matter. He
No,
was
I
saying that I'm gonna hold on. Okay, we got somebody else trying to come on too, but
okay for sure.
I'm gonna say my point, and I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
bring on Miss Sister Muhammad.
okay,
Sister Muhammad, I know you can hear me backstage. I'll be letting you on here very shortly. Okay, just hang up. Um, Now, I believe, like you said, I've aligned myself with a lot of things in the city.
Right.
I said earlier that there are she left. There are things that May 30th Alliance uh says and maybe does that I don't agree with, but I don't speak on those things. I build on the things that I agree with.
Right.
Now, as far as chin checking people,
Right.
if if he would have said that while the trial was going on, I'll be up and down Kanye's back on that. I'm very honest. I'll be up and down Kanye's back. Like, you bogus as hell. You shouldn't have said that, because now you can sway the mood of the people. But that is a victory that we've already won. Now, about the part where he said he was the way that he was jealous of the Jews, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The bulk, the meat of the conversation, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? The meat of it, I was just like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
this is what Ye is talking about. This is why they took it down. You know what I'm saying? This is why they made him take his money out that bank. You know what I'm saying? This is why he can't bank with Chase no more. It's not because of George Floyd. They don't care about us like that.
No, right, 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 right,
You know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying?
For
They
sure.
they they,
For sure.
they show why who are the Jews, and why can't we speak about them?
Right. No, right, for
Because
sure.
they took that clip. They took that clip. The people that he was talking about, the Jew ran media, they took that clip and they circulated it
Right.
so that we can concentrate on that opposed to what the bulk of it was. Now, do Kanye talk off the wall? Like you say, he's aligning himself with Candace Owens. Let me say this publicly. There's a lot of things that Candace Owens says that I agree with. There's also a lot of things that Candace Owens says that I disagree with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm able to see her point. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to see her point. Just like I was trying to explain to the whole Kanye slavery thing. Like, I could see what he was trying to say, because we do know he talks in rants. You know what I'm saying? He talks in rants. I don't think anything is really scripted for him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I think maybe that's where he kind of goes wrong, because he's speaking frantically at any given moment. Miss Muhammad, Sister Muhammad, if you are there, please comment so I can you can come back in. We can get you back in the studio. Okay. I was gonna bring you in. I wanted to let my brother finish his thought, and I wanted to finish mine. But I really want to hear what you have to say. I really do. Hold on. We got comment down here. I just want to read this real quick, and then we can continue our discussion here. Let's see. Boom. All right, I haven't watched it, but did he say anything else about George besides the fentanyl, or was it just that? Because I didn't see that he was saying that in a documentary. I he pretty much called the Black Lives Matter movement a fraud, and he's when he's talking about that, he's talking about the organization,
The
not that
organization.
Black
Yeah.
Lives don't matter.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
he's
Right.
talking about
Right.
the organization.
Right.
But he said that, and then he made his comment about the fentanyl, about him, about the he was. I think what he was trying to say was that Derek Chauvin stuck him with the fentanyl. I think that's what he was trying to say. He got stuck
Right.
with some fentanyl, and that's what killed him. But that's not what we saw. You know what I'm saying? He said he got it from a documentary, and that documentary is a documentary by Candace Owens. And I will be watching that documentary, and I will be dissecting it about what I agree with and what I disagree with. You know what I'm saying? Because critical thinkers, this is what the black community needs right here. Not all black people are the same. We
Right.
don't all think the same. But if we can come to a table and say, you know what, I don't like you because of X, Y, and Z, but I like that plan that you got. Let me sit down with you, because in the interview, you notice how he kept shouting out Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
What
Because
was
I
he? What
because
he kept
Q
saying about?
because Q went through the same thing with the they tried to say he had anti-Semitic comics too, and he went through the same thing. But that's kind of my point, bro. It's like, were you done talking?
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
But that's kind of my point. It's like, bro, if you want people like again, if you want people to take you in your conversation serious, you gotta approach it with a serious approach. And that's what I'm saying. That's where he's hurting himself at, and I feel like hurting us too. Like, I'm not gonna get on this platform, even talking to you. We don't have no drink chance platform. I don't know how many people watching, but I'm not gonna get on here and speak elegant or feel like I'm speaking what I know is real, and then just say some off the wall BS. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing about Candace Owens. Candace Owens is like she no different from a Skip Bayless. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I'm saying? But it's just shock jock statements. And what she does is, this is the thing, bro. Like, I always, like you say, I always care about like the meat and potatoes. Let's get down to it. Candace Owens is, she likes to grab like the low hanging fruit, I like to say. So in sports, it's like, if you arguing in sports about, like, I'm a LeBron fan and I'm a Cowboys fan, so I have to deal with this all the time, because people say, like, you have kids say, like, you have, like, let's say you got 20 people arguing about LeBron, and 20 of them saying some real stuff, and then you have 2 of them just talking absolutely crazy about him, just absolutely crazy. What Candace Owens does is she ignores the 20 people who will bring a good debate, and she dissects and just goes after the 2 people who she knows she can eat up in an argument. She grabs the low-hanging fruit. Going after Black Lives Matter, okay, it's cool to call them out, but you invest in all this time and all this money in the documentary to call out Black Lives Matter. All right, but like, why not? But why not try to
because
help
that's
the
black.
actual problem?
Those are black people being exploited. We're being exploited again.
Right,
I thank her for doing that, because we're being
right,
exploited.
but then, where are you at to actually help though? And she's not helping Black people. Like, once again, same thing. Like, you put all your money into a documentary about my thing is, let's attack the biggest problem. Like, Black Lives Matter, the organization, you know, I don't want to use foul language on here, but F them. Like, I'm not here to defend them or nothing. F them, because they are exploiting people and they making money off us. But at the same time, like, how about, like, if we can, but you tell me that you don't believe in structural and institutional racism. You tell me that white privilege isn't real. So when you tell me that these things ain't real, at that point, it goes to your earlier comment that you asked me on Facebook. I really don't care what you have to say about some other topics, because it's just hard for me to get through that, because you're not going to ever help us to get to where we need to get to if you say that these things aren't true. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, there's a fine line between having a debate about opinions and then it just crossing the line. And for me, I have a line. I guess I say, well, I pride myself on, then it's being disrespectful. We can have opinions about music and sports all day long. I do not care. And I love debating. It's fun to do, and we can have different opinions. You can tell me how much you think Drake is better than Jay-Z. I'll tell you crazy, and we're gonna debate and have a good time debating. I'll tell you how.
Yeah, like, I didn't agree. He said Drake was the best rapper alive. I didn't agree with that.
Right. I didn't agree. But you get my point though. But that's not gonna make me turn the interview up and say Kanye's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. It's music. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think I could argue. Again, I'm a great debater. I think I could argue whether LeBron is one of the great, if one of, or the GOAT. I think I can make that argument. People will say I'm crazy, and we could debate it. It's cool.
I think you can too.
We can welcome that debate. Certain stuff is not debatable. Like, I'm not getting in the debate with you if you tell me that white privilege isn't real, structural institutional racism is fake, and it's only used to hold Black people back. That's not true. These things are real. These things are real.
You know what? If I hear something like that, right, I'll tell you, I'm the total opposite, bro. If I hear that, I'll be like, "What you talking about? Let me hear what information do you believe that you have that I don't have? Let me hear it. And if it makes sense to me, then it makes sense. If it doesn't, you know, the hell with you. You know what I'm saying? But that would intrigue me. I guess because I like sales too, so I like headlines. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was not interested in this interview until they got taken down.
Right. But with her, the thing about it is, she know that shit is true, because this is the same person who sued the NCAACP because she said that she was getting discriminated against in high school and got a bag off of them. So you got a bag because you didn't sue the NAACP. I'm sorry, you sued the school board because you said they were being discriminatory and racist towards you. And the NAACP
helped her.
Yeah, you got pictures standing with the NAACP, and you got a bag off that. You get what I'm saying? So again, it's shock jock.
That's why she can't sit idle and let Black Lives Matter organization run rampant and unchecked, because she knows how it feels to actually have a Black organization not only say that they're for you, but to stand with you. That's why she got to come at their ass.
Right, but when
she needs to hire me. I'm the
right,
spin doctor, baby.
When do you? But that was cool. That was a nice little. I like that. But when do you check the problem? Again, that's low hanging fruit, bro. That's low hanging fruit. I like get them.
Maybe that's not her area. Maybe that's not her area.
No.
Maybe
because
maybe her area is to bring attention to. I'm gonna bring attention to it, and we have other people
But
that
you
are in
disrespect
place
too
that's
much.
supposed to do their part too.
She disrespect black people too much though. It's too much. Like when you saying racism not real and institutional racism and structural racism not real and white privilege isn't real, I can't like I can't. I'm not aligning myself with you on that. I can't do that. There's nobody in this city like I'm like celebrities and all that. Like I'm very 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 much so far withdrew from that. Like I said, I used to be. I don't even mind saying I was in love with Kanye music and his ideas back when I was a kid, when I was 14, going into high school, because I felt like that was a coming to age year for me. His music was coming to age music for me. I loved it. But like I don't like even who like right now Kendrick, J. Cole, Wale, some of my favorite rappers. If they come out and they say and do something crazy, I'm speaking on it. LeBron, I'm speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. It's like I'm not that
So
far from it.
what was your stance on when LeBron had to pull his comments back because of China? Did you speak out on LeBron like, bro, you being a bitch right now? Like, why you do that? Why you retracting
I
your
didn't. No,
statement?
I didn't speak out about it, but I know that LeBron, at the end of the day, like he a business. It's gonna be business. I'm not condoning that though. I'm not condoning. I ain't saying that's cool, but what I'm saying is like I don't expect like LeBron, not Malcolm. Like you know what I'm saying. He's not Mark. He's not positioning himself in a way. He gonna do just enough. He gonna wear the hoodie. He gonna say, but he gonna do just enough. But he not finna go like he not Muhammad Ali. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He's not Muhammad
True.
Ali. So like I don't expect that from him. I don't expect that. You know what I'm saying? That's not like you said with Ken, it's like that's not his lane. And if he feel like something gonna hurt business, he gonna, you know what I'm saying? He gonna do what he do, whether that's pull back or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like and that's the thing, bro. I just feel like, what's the reason? Like, what do you think? What do you think to me the reason for him saying that about George Floyd? What's the reason? And again, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't
Right.
get with somebody like we want to label him and then this the part that really bothers me. I can't get with us labeling him a genius, although I will say he is absolutely a musical genius. But Kanye has said nothing to me. I've never heard him say anything that like, man, this dude is a genius. I've heard many of songs and beats that man said, man, this boy is a musical genius for sure. I've never heard him say anything that made me say this dude is genius. Like you said, this man has admitted to he doesn't read. He don't even read, bro. Like this, what he said, he does not read. So I'm like, where are you getting this information from? The stuff that
Well,
you say.
he'll tell you. He say he getting it from God. B. That's what he say. He
Come
say he
on,
getting it from God.
God,
He
come
That's
on,
what he
man.
say.
I
Who
know that's what
about
he's
to say
saying,
he
but
not?
I'm telling you, bro.
Who
I'm
about
like,
to say he not?
that's not like, come on, man.
But
Like, you
but
can't
but
say
check
some
this out.
crazy.
So you said Ye ain't never said nothing like to make you be like he a genius, right? So I don't know who the other guy is on Drink Champs. The I don't want to miscategorize my man's, but
DJ,
not the
DJ,
other guy.
DJ, DJ FN.
Okay, well that man's right there, right? He wasn't letting Kanye like just get away with like a soundbite answer. Like he was digging it. He was prepping him for like the media for real.
Right.
He was like, you can't just say that. Like he was like, if we vote for you, like what are you going to do about war? You can't just say that there's not just going to be any war, right? So Kanye was like, the world is led by the least noble and the most greedy. That's how you end war. He want to tear down that structure. That's what he said, right? This is like midpoint hour two. They just got done playing the drinking game. Ye was a little
Yeah,
slouched. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But I also take a lot of what Ye say based off his environment. So if we look at the Drink Champs environment, it's a kickback environment. And
Yeah, yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm gonna answer your question. What do I think Kanye meant by what he said? Right. That's the question.
What was like?
What
I'll throw a little bit more.
what was he trying to get towards?
I'm gonna say that, but I'm gonna throw a little bit more to it. That like that. What was the
Okay.
point of that? What was the point? Now I heard him. Again, before I judge, I listened. Before I said anything about the White Lives Matter, I went and listened to his interview with I don't watch. I ain't gonna lie, I don't watch news. What Tucker Carson Tucker, whatever the guy name for Fox
Yeah.
News is. I went because they chopped it. Now this Fox News chopped this shit down too. But I listened to what he's saying, and he said when they asked him why do you wear like what's that about, and he's like, you just stating obvious, and he like, yeah, I'm stating obvious. He mentioned having white children. He's stating obvious. So I'm saying like, okay, so you saying that you said what you said about George Floyd. I mean, bro, you watched it. You was out marching. You know what I mean? So yeah, I want to know what number one, what your purpose is of that, and then number two, I want to ask you. I don't get when you said. I guess I don't understand you a little bit more understanding. What's the difference if he said it during the trial and saying
Or
it now?
now?
Yeah, I don't like
Okay.
even if he said it during the trial and we still got the results that we wanted, or he's saying it now, like it's bullshit to me either way. It's hurtful and it's shameful either way. You say it now because you gotta think like his people, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, I said this, it's like, Tony, that's my brother. Like Tony Turner's my brother, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
now he disagreed with me purely. Like he rocking with Ye. Man, listen, that's my brother. If I was George Floyd and a cop killed me, and you too, bro. If I was George Floyd and a cop, what happened to George Floyd happened to me, and Kanye came out and said what he said on the interview, and he said, "Oh yeah, what happened to Steve? It was bad, but he didn't really have his knee on his neck like that." And y'all niggas got on Facebook and was like, "Hey, Kanye speaking real. He probably shouldn't have said that about bro, but he's speaking real." I don't know what death is like, but I'm coming back to haunt y'all, bro. Like y'all, like y'all better be like, nah, hold on. And that's what I'm saying. Like watching that video hurt. You know what I'm saying, bro? It
No, it
hurt. It
did.
didn't hurt, and it didn't hurt no different from hearing Trayvon on that phone on the 911 call screaming. It didn't hurt no different from seeing the OG get choked out by a cop in New Jersey. It didn't hurt no different from Eric Gardner. It all hurt the same, and that shit hurts and it sends chills to your body because it's like all this shit is avoidable. Everybody I'm naming is unarmed. Like that shit hurt, bro. So that's what I'm saying. That's what bothers me when we just flossing over it. Like,
No, let me
that's right. He
answer
shouldn't have said
your
that.
question.
But yeah, go ahead.
Let me answer both of your. I so to be clear, your question is why do I believe Kanye said what he said, and then two is why does it matter if he said it now or then? Okay, so he's in a relaxed environment. They're talking somehow. I think it went from the White Lives Matter shirt to Candace Owens documentary, and then him regurgitating some things that he's seen in Candace Owens documentary. Because even once he said it out his mouth, you saw him cringe. Got the hood candidate. Give me one moment, bro. I'm gonna have you come on here in 1 second. Um, you saw he had a cringe. Now I think he said it because he mistaken himself with being in a friendly environment. Like he kind of forgot where he was at, got comfortable. Two, the second part of the question, why does it matter if he said it then and now? Because by saying it then, it could have swayed an outcome. By saying it now, that's just his opinion. That he's just regurgitating what he saw. You know what I'm
But there
saying?
are
What he
no
some
opinions,
information.
bro. It's not an opinion.
No. That's what I'm saying. But the facts remain the same. He's already found guilty. That man
Right.
is already guilty. He's already locked up.
But
You know
Kanye
what I'm
not
saying? He's
but
already locked up.
right. But what I'm saying is Kanye is not stating his opinion as it pertains to George Floyd, though. I want to make that clear. Like we agree on that or no?
Well, he's stating his opinion based off information that you and I have not seen.
It's not
We
an
ain't seen it.
opinion. It's
All right,
not
I
an
got the
opinion.
hood candidate hopping on. Hold on, I got the hood candidate coming on,
Oh, for
and I'm
sure.
gonna let you say your piece real quick. Steven, you said it's not his opinion, but
No, I'm just
he
saying.
does have some information that we don't have.
No, he don't. No, he don't,
I
bro.
haven't seen. Well, I haven't
Bro,
seen. Well, I haven't seen the what he was quoting off of. He's quoting from a documentary that I haven't seen, bro, and that's just the fact.
right. But we
What's
see.
up,
But
hood
we.
candidate?
What's good?
What's
What's good,
up,
bro?
fam?
Going on, bro? Go ahead and throw your 50 cent in there, bro.
No, man, I just got on, man, because I just scrolled on Facebook and you were saying you was 30 minutes into something and with Kanye, you didn't disagree with him so far. So I just jumped in, just to be a part of it, see what was talking about.
For sure.
Because the certain things he
Oh,
was talking
okay.
about with White
Did you
Lives
see?
Matter, I looked at it from a positive perspective, so that already caused a division, but it's more about nationality and status and not about no crayon. So that's kind of like where I was looking at it from a whole different perspective. But y'all talking about George Floyd in the comment Kanye said, and I didn't really pay no attention to it because it wasn't relevant to me. That's the truth
What?
on that.
George, you don't think George Floyd relevant to you?
What Kanye said about George Floyd and being on his neck and he died from fentanyl, that wasn't relevant to me.
Right.
He said it wasn't relevant. I'm gonna ask you now. I know Steven want to know why. I'm gonna bring on B. Gordon too. He said my man Hood candidate said that it's not relevant. What happened? His Kanye's thoughts and opinions and comments on George Floyd was not relevant
To
To
him.
me,
To
that's
him.
not
B.
relevant
Gordon.
to
What's
me.
good?
Yeah.
What's good, man?
What's up, brother?
I'm sorry, to him. To him. What's good? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you speak in a minute, B. Gordon. But I want Hood candidate to go ahead. I'm gonna ask Steven a question for him. Like, why was it not relevant?
Because everything that people say don't mean I got to jump into the conversation just because they're giving an opinion. You know, the world saw what happened to George Floyd, and if there was other contributing factors, that was not the cause of his death. The cause of his death was the knee being on his neck. So just because Kanye said something does not mean that gives me energy to want to discuss this or comment on what he said. So I just keep on moving from it. You know what I'm saying? Like every time somebody says something, we want to make a conversation about it. Well, let's conversate about, how this is continue to happen to our people and how we as the people can get a remedy and come after these police officers, judges, and prosecutors. That's what's relevant to me. Empowering the people with the power and put so it never happens again in the situation that we can control our own communities like the Black Panther Party. So that's what's more relevant towards me on the solution on how we the people can look back in history and rise up and empower our own communities.
And that's my point. Hey, I respect that, bro. And that's my point. That's my point, bro. Is what I'm saying is, like he said, like Kanye can say what he want to say, but we've seen it, and that's why I keep saying what he's saying is not an opinion, even based on the documentary he's seen, because the coroner did the toxicology. What he said was Floyd had fentanyl in his system and maybe another drug, but he died from strangulation. That was the cause of death. And they didn't even add no contributing factors to his cause of death. So you can't go and shoot somebody in the head on the street and say, but that person had high blood pressure, and say, but high blood pressure was a contributing factor to them not making it. You get what I'm saying? Like that, and that's why I'm saying what he said ain't an opinion. Like we got
I
the
can see what you're saying,
toxicology.
bro. When you word it that way, bro, I can see where you coming from. When you word it that way, I can see where you coming from, because you said it's not an opinion, because like I said earlier, the case is over, the case is done, the coroner's report reads this is the fact. So you absolutely right
fact,
based off that.
fact, bro.
I understand.
Like,
I understand what you're saying.
I don't want people to look at me like I'm closed-minded. And that's the first thing people say is, "Oh, you're not listening to Kanye, you closed-minded." It's not about being, like I said, you can have any opinion in the world that's different from mine. I can rock with you, but certain things aren't opinions. So these things like Candace Owens, racism ain't real, institutional structural racism ain't real, white. I can't, like, that's not an opinion. Like, it's a fact that it is real. What Kanye's trying to say about dude, like, that's not an opinion. Like him, like I said, him saying Drake is the best rapper alive is an opinion. Like you trying to say, he was stabbed with fentanyl when everybody watched that man knee on his neck for 8 minutes, and you saying that wasn't the contributor. Like that's
that'll be a conspiracy, some type of conspiracy.
Right, but we watched the whole video.
Right.
Like, at what point did that happen? You know what I'm saying? We watched the video.
No, I see what you're saying, bro. No, that makes sense.
Right,
I just had to rest on it. I just had to.
For sure.
Yep. I just had to rest on it. B Gordon, what you got to say, bro?
I mean about the whole Yee. What part about it?
Yep, go for it.
I mean
What
about
you
the
want to
whole
share, man?
George.
We was talking about the George Floyd part. We talking about the Jews. We talking about the Jews part. We talking about everything that Kanye talked about for 3 hours.
For 3 hours a year. I think, man, the biggest thing, man, is for talking about the George Floyd. I mean, one thing, I think, Kanye got political aspirations. I think the only statement that was political, in my opinion, was that George Floyd statement. I think that was a very political statement from the propaganda of what that far right people trying to get in the vote. He's trying to follow the Trump narrative as far as getting those votes and getting that certain people to okay him to get some votes. As far as the whole Jew issue is, the man didn't lie.
No, he didn't. Nope,
I
he
mean,
didn't.
the man didn't lie. I mean, how many people have been canceled, quote unquote, canceled for saying the
I mean,
same thing
the
over and
whole
over?
fact that he got taken down and got his money taken out, com, that confirmation what he was saying about that.
But you want to know, man, in this situation, man, that when it comes to the whole Jew, every time a black man mention that, every time growing up as a young man, how I personally allowed the media to influenced me when it came to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan as far as what anti-Semitic statements was, and me not having a true understanding what the meaning of what the word Semitic even meant. You know what I'm saying? He's anti-Semitic. People don't even understand what that meant. What that mean? It's impossible for any one of us on this phone call on this call to be anti-Semitic. It's impossible. So when you really get
That's
back
what
to
Ye
see really
said.
it's impossible. So when you really get down to the trueness of it, and you look at how Nick Cannon was canceled for saying the same thing. Now Kanye, they're trying to get canceled for saying the same thing. So what is the truth? Now, if you really want to, in my opinion, you want to talk about the anti-Semitic conversations. If you want to ask who is to blame for that, in my opinion, I got to take it to the black church. Because if you really got to
Hmm.
doing if you really got to doing your research, and you really got to understanding anything really about Jesus and about Yeshua, how can anyone who believes and professes the life of Jesus Christ be anti-Semitic when Jesus was when I'm not even gonna say Jesus, I'm gonna speak in a Semitic term, when Yeshua walked the face of the earth and is the man that he actually that he is. So the bigger issue is when the black church won't come up and say, I say it like this, to be honest, a group, to be true. The devil took the same way he took Yeshua to the mountaintop. The black pastors of the nation men took to the mountaintop, and they took that deal from Satan. Instead of saying instead of rebuking him and telling him to get away, they took the handshake. They took the mountains, because there's no way possible, biblically speaking,
Hmm.
no way, biblically speaking, can Kanye be anti-Semitic? Can Louis Farrakhan be anti-Semitic? Can Nick Cannon be anti-Semitic? The issue is that when us as a people don't understand the origin of where we come from, if we want to talk about slavery and talk about the transatlantic slave trade, and understanding what group of Africans they took from Africa and brought over to America, those were the Hebrew Jews. Those were the best of the best. Those were from the 12 tribes of Israel. The tribe of Judah was the pick of the litter. Those is who we got. That's what they took. They just didn't take anybody. They just didn't take any niggas that they can get.
Hmm.
So when we come to actually learning our true history and our true heritage of where we come from.
When we come
Somebody else came in and they started talking, bro.
No, go ahead. I got you. Go ahead.
No. So when it actually comes to being in that group, in that realm, the issue is, why can't, and I'll tell you like this, man, as I've gone to different studies. I've actually was watching a Jewish rabbi at one period of point in time, and he was a white Jewish rabbi. And he said that the state of the African Americans can be defined by their leaders and by their pastor leaders. And the biggest issue that black people have when it comes to the church is, in the church we're taught that we are Gentiles, but by heritage we are the rightful
Hmm.
true kings of God. So when we have a false mentality of who we are, we're being taught through Christianity that we're Gentiles. When through the lineage of God, we are the rightful heirs to the throne. But we can't be taught that. We can't be taught that,
Well, y'all heard him.
because if
I'm
because if we don't
now.
if we're taught that,
We.
that goes against everything.
I don't disagree with you on that at all. I do want to hear what Sister Muhammad has to say. I'm gonna unmute her microphone real quick. I do want to hear. But she says Kanye is as relevant as we make him. He'll stop if we stop watching. Her microphone real quick. I do want to hear. She says Kanye is as relevant as we make him. He'll stop if we stop watching. Her microphone. I always wanted to say this. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down.
Hey, bro, I gotta do a few things, bro.
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna hop off. I gotta do a few things, bro.
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna hop off. I gotta do a few things.
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio. We can still hear her feedback. All right, I'm sorry about that, fellas. Anybody want to comment or piggyback off what B. Gordon just said? Hood candidate, you got anything you want to say? Steven had to get up out of here.
I'm rocking with B. Gordon all day long.
Think about this. Think about this though.
I rock my kip out. It's the truth.
Hold on. Let him respond to you, B. Gordon.
For me, coming into the knowledge itself, I look at the scriptures as a book of the Israelites. That's my history, my heritage. So I ain't trying to get nobody to rock with it, because it ain't for them. It's not applied for them in the sense that it's personal if you know who you are. As for the rest of the world that's trying to identify with something, as we say in the streets, they false flagging. You know what I'm saying? You trying to represent something in the natural that's strictly spiritual. Somebody said, "Well, how do you know you from a descendant of David?" Because I am, because I say I am. I said, "Well, how do you know you from a descendant of David?" Because I am, because I say I am. I said, "Well, how do you know you from?" I'm sorry about that, y'all. I'm trying to get her to turn down her YouTube because he said I am because I said I am, because I know. Who are you to tell me I'm not? And I think that's where it all comes down at. Sister Muhammad, you there?
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello?
I'm gonna let the hood candidate finish his statement, and then you can come right in, okay?
All right, thank you.
Can you hear us?
I can.
Go ahead, hood candidate.
No, I was just saying, I mean, for me personally, as being a true descendant of Yah, being a Hebrew Israelite, we have to be able to say where the descendants go. Where are those descendants at? So when he's saying, hey, you kidnapped them, I look at it, yes, but more of my ancestors broke the covenant with Yah. And when he told Abraham, hey, this is what's going to happen, your descendants going to be enslaved for 400 years, they were just carrying out what they was created to do based on our disobedience. But once we get into the rightful standing with Yah, the Father, then we're going to walk accordingly in that alignment. And then the world has no authority over us. And I think about ye, because, me running for president, I don't want to be part of that system no more. Because that system is the world, that's evil, that's the enemy to we the people. And so why would I want to be a part of something that's really a corporation that's fictitious, deceiving the people, when the Creator's giving me instructions on the scriptures on how to live, on how to operate, on how to be right. And then people look and see we blessed, and now they want to do what we doing. But if we trying to see them, it's like the blind leading the blind. And that's where we lost at. If ye speak, so what? Keep on speaking. Now what? It's certain things he say relevant, but it's other things that he say is off crazy. But if we follow the scriptures and say, listen to what they say, just don't do what they do. I wouldn't dare sit on and go on live media talking about the bank told me to take my money out and I'm a billionaire. What the hell you doing in their bank in the first place?
There you go. Now, Sister Muhammad, I put your quote up on the screen. You said Kanye is as relevant as we make him. He'll stop if we stop watching. I'm going to go ahead and let you speak.
Yeah, conversations like this at this point in my life make me more tired than I need to be, because we as Black people have so much work to do, and we are so rich in resources. We are the currency. We are the commodity. We are the culture. And if we took this much energy that we spend talking about a gentleman who he is only securing his bag. Trust and believe. He probably don't spend too much time even thinking about what he says, but he knows how to get a knee jerk. I respect his hustle, as I said earlier, but I'm tired of his antics because Black folks have been so thoroughly conditioned to fight fights that are not theirs. But what I will say is, I'll defend Kanye's right to talk out of his damn mind all day, every day if he wants to. Because if I lobby to remove his right, I'm effectively removing my right, and
Boom.
I'm going to protect that. That is one of the freedoms. Since we have to be in this country, that's one of the freedoms that is to be afforded to us. Now, we know Lexus and Praxis. We know the theory of that, and we also know how that plays out. As far as him purchasing Parlor, hey, I'm not mad at him about that. I do know that the person that he purchased it from is the father-in-law of Candace Owens' husband. So
Ah.
the network of deceit and wickedness is like a spider web that we can never unravel in this country. So as we enter into the early stages of World War III, I would just thoroughly suggest that we ignore a gentleman if we don't agree with him, because two things can be true at the same time. He can make a few points, but he is not my leader. I am not obligated to offer alms at the throne of Kanye. Okay, so he did a few rap lyrics and married a woman who has 4 little black handbags now, his children.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
interested. I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
This
I'm
is call them
interested in my people.
handbags.
That's what they are. They are, and she secured her bag too. I'm interested in raising warriors over here. I got super chicks that I put up next to anybody, defending who they are and what matters in this world. We're not about silliness. We're not about. There has been so much conversation about Kanye. Does anybody know what's happening with the food source, the food supply, with everything that's going on in Ukraine? Y'all got water in your basement? Do you got some food put up?
Definitely stocked up. Now, I don't like when people do that when they say we're talking about this, but you don't know about this? Like
I'm not saying
just
people
because
don't know.
we're
I just
talking
want to
about
budget our
because
energy.
because this is yeah to harvest it and also take the same energy into something else out of that as well. I see B Gordon itching over here to retort and say something. I'm going to unmute his mic. Sister Muhammad, I really appreciate your stance. That black handbag, that was funny. That was funny.
Well, it's a little
Go ahead,
inappropriate, but
go
it's
ahead, B Gordon.
Yeah, no, I was just laughing at the black handbags. Like, oh man, like, whoo. Okay. But honestly though, we gotta honestly think about it from this perspective, right? Let's really look at it from this perspective. How hard did Kanye fight to be accepted by these same individuals he's now talking about? So when we talk about, if we go back 10 years, Kanye was everywhere talking about how marginalized he was. How some of these same individuals would allow him to cross into fashion, would allow him to cross over into certain entities where he can now become the wealthiest black man in American history. So now he's become that wealth. He's gotten that wealth.
his
He's
wealth is
now
conditional.
he's now. Would you say that's his wealth as well, Sister Muhammad?
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. His wealth is very conditional. He has to
Uh-huh.
play the game, jump through the hoops, bug dance, scratch and itch, and all that stuff, and keep shit stirred up. Excuse me. To keep his wealth.
So
The
you
gentleman
know what?
suffers.
I think what happens was you are 100% correct, and what I believe what happened in the mind of Ye is that he's now once you believe in yourself that I am now, which is a true fact, the richest black man in American history. Okay, that is a fact when it comes to Kanye West. Once you have that mindset, you then now say like, "Oh, I no longer need them. I'm now free." So while you right, the shucking, the whatever you people say, shucking, driving, the playing what I got to play to get the role and do what I got to do. Yeah, now I got it. Now what? Now I don't need y'all no more. But when you get people talking about, he can't closing his bank accounts, all his deals was going. And now what he's doing, he's now clinging on to the only people who are relatively accepting him, which is, that propaganda of the far right. There's only people who Candace Owens types. Is the only people who are really accepting Kanye. I respect Kanye as a musical genius. I respect Kanye as far as it comes to his opinions in some aspect. Do I know Kanye know how to get a sound bite? Kanye been getting sound bites since he stood on national TV and says George Bush don't care about black people. Kanye been
Right.
know
Exactly.
Kanye been knowing how to create a sound bite from the beginning. He knows how to play with this media. And even
Exactly.
and even watching that Drink Champs interview, I personally believe even when he got to George Floyd, because if you watch the interview in its entirety, once he said that from George Floyd, he said it and he got off of it quick because he kind of understood like that was not the place or the time, and that's not what and that's not the focus. And I said this before. The thing I don't like about the interview is that out of a 3 hour interview, that was taken out of it. And it's almost as if the first in that 30-minute section, that George Floyd line was one sentence, which was one sentence. Big, I get it. It was a huge event in American history, huge event in black and in the culture of our people and police brutality. In some aspects, it changed the world. I don't say it changed the world. I just said camouflage it for a season because I told everybody when it happened, you better get all the poor black people grants money funding you can get for the next year because after a year all of it's going away. And if you can tell, if you know anything after in 2022, and you don't really see from 2021 to 2022, is almost like when you look at the world, what happened to it? Where's the
You know,
what?
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead, sister, go ahead.
I remember the day I watched George Floyd die.
Hmm.
I saw it with my own eyes, and the convulsion of pain that rippled through the world that we collectively experienced when George died the way he did.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a writer,
Hmm.
and I remember writing about it. And just like when I wrote about Philando and I wrote about Alton Sterling and I wrote about the kids at the nightclub in Florida, when I go
Hmm.
there, when I get stuck in crime scenes and
Okay.
I get sick for a while until I can disengage from that experience because I go there to tell the story. And so the day that George Floyd died and the ripple of grief that went through the entire world as we watched the life slip out of his eyes, for Kanye to decide to use that, however brief, as a talking point. After that statement, the responsibility is on me, who I choose to listen to. Because there's what is it, Machiavellian literature that says people get the governments they deserve. We get the leaders we choose. Why is Kanye in his position? Because we put him there, because we listen to him. That day he was falling all over Trump and calling him his daddy, but then he can talk about his Black Panther daddy last week. Kanye, I'm tired. Go, please, just go away.
She said she
And for
tired
him
of
to
him.
do that, to betray humanity in a flippant sentence about George
Damn.
Floyd, very, very flippant, very arrogant, just to get that sound, just to get what we're doing right now. How dare he?
But he's
How
not
dare
the
he?
one who clipped that and made it go over and over again. You know what
He
I'm
said
saying?
it.
The meat and the
I don't
potatoes of
care.
his
He said it.
conversation. Well, yeah, I get that. I get that. I understand that. But the meat and potatoes of the conversation was about how the Jewish have the information and entertainment on lock. And then doing everything that they did, you know what I'm saying, to him after this interview just went ahead and proved his point. I respect your opinion, especially as being a writer, because I also feel like you got some empath to you too. So that's
Yes.
why you get caught up into those crime scenes and whatnot.
I come from a
I
bad
want to
place.
thank everybody for coming on. I'm going to ask Hood Kennedy about for his last words here, And then I got to go because I got to go record another podcast. Let me get Hood. I thank B. Gordon for coming on. Sister Muhammad, I appreciate you for coming on. Stephen, I appreciate you for coming on too. Hood candidate, go ahead. What's your final words?
Well, in the Declaration of Independence, it says anytime the people is tired of the way government operates, we have the ability to abolish it, alter it, and create our own form of government. That is exactly where we are at right now. That's it. Stop asking the oppressive system to give you what is your birthright. That is the problem. It ain't the pastor's fault no more. It ain't nobody's fault other than us for not going after our own birthright. That's where I'm at.
My man said, it's time to get up, get out, and get something. Hey, I ever since yesterday, I've been hearing the repeat. I guess I'm gonna go on my rant, and then I'm gonna get off here. Ever since the other day, I've been going through my mind, and all I keep hearing is "Take up thy bed and walk."
I love it.
We are no longer as sick and decrepit as we think we are.
Mm-hmm.
As a man thinketh he is. Change your thoughts, change your world. Renew your mind, change your speech off. Become a nation within a nation. I'm just reading what she did. This is what Sister Muhammad said. She said, become a nation within a nation. Walk, all caps, exclamation point. Put some verbs in your life. We out. This is SideBar Conversation. I am the I am -X. Catch us here on Thursday for the we're going Thursday at 7 p.m. where we're going to be having David Sherlock on, who is the CEO of In Your Face Learning, and we're talking about a whole new world. Welcome to the metaverse. That's what we're going to be talking about on Thursday, right here live on the LFP network. Thank you for all my guests that popped on. This was impromptu. This is how we're going to be doing our SideBar Conversation. You may catch me in the street. I may want to talk to you right then. I'm gonna have the mic and the kids right there ready to go. Okay, I may send you a link and be like, hi, hop on here with me real quick, come talk to me real quick. These are SideBar Conversations where we have unscripted conversation amongst friends. All right. I am the I am -X, man. Peace. I see y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. Appreciate y'all.
It's dope.